I want to talk about Millia and how I'm going to play other characters in tournaments. First thing to get out of the way, this is my plan. I'm going to play Baiken for a little while because everyone says Baiken is really good. I've been playing her for like a week. Definitely think she's top 10. I basically think she's top 8. I don't know how much better she is than that though, but if I don't feel like she is qualifier territory, then I am going to play Happy Chaos and go all the way. We didn't know if we were going to get the patch before EVO or not, so I started learning Happy Chaos because I was like, man, if they don't patch this game, then I really should just play him. Which means I will not be playing Millia so much for tournaments. She's still my favorite character in this game. The World Tour is not qualifier based on points, and I look at all my tournament losses and I routinely lose to heavies. And other losses that I have a lot in season 1 are to like Kyle, for example. Like usually in tournament, I lose 3 things. One of the things are good, the other 2 are not good. So 1, I lose to heavies all the time. Like CEO in December, I got 9th out of like 900, and I lost to Leo Whitefang and Potemkin. Now the good news is both of those players made top 8, and one of those players won. That's the good thing about a lot of my losses, is I lose to people who get like top 3. I don't have too many random losses, but they do exist. But then I also have a lot of like end of the road sets where like, oh, I ran into Kai, oh GG, oh I ran into old Chip, GG, run into Leo, GG, run into Ram, GG, run into Giovanna, GG. But most of the time I get through a bunch of these. The 2 that happen the most is I lose to heavy or I lose to like top 3, which I mean the second one is fine. That one I don't mind. So the thing is though, for this Arc Revo World Tour, and honestly the last Arc Revo, you have to win the event or get second if a previous winner won an event. I know I won an event, a titled event recently with her, but I don't think I can do that all the time. And there was characters missing. There's a lot of stuff that I'm normally worried about that was not at that event, like no Gold Lewis, another one. Rather than worry about these problems, I decided to experiment with one character and then play Happy Chaos. Why not Bridget? I don't know why I'm not motivated to play this character. Like, I don't know. Most of the time when DLC characters come out, I play that. Even Gold Lewis. Like, I played Gold Lewis when he came out for a while. The only other DLC character I have not played is Jacko. For some reason, I'm not really feeling Bridget, even though I think she's strong. She doesn't look obviously stupid like HC. I shouldn't say obviously, because we were like, he's got like this good stuff, but we're like, Bridget, I don't know. Thing is, I think Millia has some really nice stuff. She helps my playstyle in a bunch of ways too, because once you hit people, you have a lot of control over what they're doing, and you can like build out option sets and stuff. That's generally how I found success in fighting games. She's really fast, her backdash you can't react to, it's hard to anti-air her, especially after buff cap wall. Her mix-up is very, very, very strong. Hard to interact with mix-up that you like can't reversal out of and stuff like that. Really, really good meter usage, especially in positive. She's good at running away. She's good at getting out the corner in all sorts of ways. She has a lot of ways she can move around the screen and stuff. She has a bunch of downsides. Now, a lot of these are like legacy system mechanic stuff. So things like her meter game being poor, her risk gauge being poor, or her having really low life. So we all know that if you breathe on her, she dies. It's like a little baby combo. A lot of these are leftovers from Exerd and XX. You know, they tend to do that with characters where they give like crazy stuff to. They're like, oh, well, you need some system weaknesses and stuff. A lot of people just talk about damage. Frankly, I tend to think more about return on stuff, where like a lot of her hits, you don't get like really juicy return for stuff. Like damage aside, like if you get like a good hit, if you get this is a nice little chunk of damage, right? Nice little chunk of damage, you get good control, or if you hit them air versus air, you get good control. A lot of her hits, you don't get much return, especially because you need to get like a hard knockdown to get disc in basically any possible context. So the return thing is a really big issue. I think I get risk return diffed like crazy, basically in tournament, where if you watch like footage, there'll be times where I get like hit after hit after hit, which is like she's always like that. But like I feel it worse in this game because I can't attack from safe ranges, which is another thing I think is an issue with her. Where like your main like safe go-to move to protect you is Capel. To use this move, you have to go in. Like one big thing is like you have to go in. I've been for this a lot in Exerd, but I play like a pretty conservative style in Exerd because you can just... She had a bunch of things that let her attack safely from various ranges, where like in this game you basically have this and you have like this. Those are like your main go-tos, and besides that you're really like navigating neutral. Is it possible to do? For sure. If I play someone my same skill level and they have to hit me twice, I have to hit them 5 times, like what am I supposed to do? I'm giving them meter while doing this. Her meter gain is not good. The system change helped her. The fast RC system change helps her a lot, because once she gets 50, she keeps it at 50, but you have to get 50, and she has like no real scrubby thing she can do after gold burst. Like she has no sword super, she can't do like run up Sabarobato like fucking Ram. You still have to like get over there again, you know what I mean? So it's similar in positive too, where like you have nothing scrubby to like just force yourself on them. The closest thing you have is this. That's just like your best bet, and even then you can like get over it. The disc is exactly what it looks like. This thing is like really skinny. It's exactly what it looks like. So if they jump over, if you have meter, of course you can protect yourself, but if you don't have meter, this is supposed to be like one of your safe attacks, and like you just fucking die. Kind of pain. Her defense is actually pretty good in this patch, which is nice, but again, your return is not high. You use this to mash out, but like you're getting that, or this, like you need meter to make it like scary. Your throw is small, which comes up a bunch. A lot of your like winning with Millia is like small wins. You're not like getting big hits and stuff. It's like you getting away, which is fine, but all these things combined makes her like a pretty hard tournament character. A lot of characters have like, say, Goldus, right? A lot of characters now have like a projectile that stays out on block or stays on. Goldus is the extreme because he has drone. It stays out on block and on hit, you know what I mean? And that they have big hitboxes and they crank your risk gauge. It's just a lot like this, like this shit just stays. So you have to like navigate them flailing. Well, I mean, Guilty Gear is always like that, where like a lot of characters flail and stuff. But she used to be able to attack from safe ranges, and now she can't really. So it makes matchups troubling. And there are some characters where you totally out neutral them, but they still out damage you, and then you give them meter. So you still have to deal with like mid game, end game of them like just sending it, trying to kill you the one time. So even though I think she has her good spots, I just don't think I'm a good enough player to overcome. Like the good news is like at least like Kyle is not as bad as it used to be, and Geo is not as bad as it used to be. Like there's a lot of matchups that are not as bad as it used to be. The two main things I'm feeling is, one, I can't attack safely in neutral where other characters I can. Again, Gold Lewis, you have so much lazy shit. You have like this, you have BT, you have JD, which is fucking instant. You have all these things that are safe and disjoint. Everything leads to the knockdown. Everything does mad damage. You can't kill him. Yeah, you can make a lot of mistakes. He has the heavy backdash, and if he backdoors you, you're dead. The other issue, big issue I have, her offensive pressure, she could lose. So not from knockdown. I have a lot of tournaments where rounds where I hit people and they just get deleted, and I catch them blocking and they fucking hit me and then I die. Either wall break from like full screen, or like all their shit is hard knockdown and they fucking just mix you until you die. So it's like, oh, I went neutral and then like I got mashed on, so I died. That's cool. When you might be like, oh, well, like skill issue, but then there's a shit ton of characters in this game that do not have this problem. Tell me skill issue, but then this fucking asshole, he gets to just pull up and just do like you just get to go over and over and over. I did like what the fuck, actually, like you get to do this. Cool, all skill by the way. He did not hit me one time. Each of these guard crushes, he can just run up and throw me again if he feels like it, because they're mad fucking plus. You don't even have to do this anymore, because you could do this and 50-50 off that. Like, you have all this shit you can do. Or like Jacko, like once she gets you in the corner, it's just minions clap, can't do shit. So like, I mean, he does this to everybody, to be fair, but you just he just gets to go and go and go, and this is not even including me 50-50s like you could do in this version. Let me go back to the light. I will say, you are allowed to say skill issue about this block string thing. However, there are just so many characters in this game who do not have this issue, or they have it in a small way. So like Testament, once you're stained, you are fucked. You have to sit there, and then you have to gamble. It's very advantageous for Testament, but they do have to stain you first, so that's fine, right? Leo can lose from his block string offense, but it's really hard And the defender needs to know like literally every option of every move and what their character can do, and they have to go fast. And if they're wrong, they die. Nango, basically not having. He's super safe. He's always attacking from safe ranges. She memes you. Ram, extremely rare that she loses from her own offense. Mei can do it, but she hits you, you die. Zato will not lose from his own offense. When Zato catches you, you just take that shit. Goalless, you will not lose from your own offense. HC, you will definitely not lose. There's not a lot of characters. It's something that makes your character top tier. If it was the case that every character had this problem, it's not a problem. It's just part of the game. It's part of the game I'm willing to accept. But there are a bunch of characters in this game, and it's very common in tournaments that if they catch you blocking, you're fucked. And if they hit you, you're also fucked. Right? So that is the second big reason. Those are basically the two main reasons why I don't think I should play her in tournaments anymore. I already got a bunch of you traitor and we told you so and all this shit, but like you said it, but you didn't fucking try, bro. You didn't try, and I really did my best like all year. Last year's Evo, I got top 8 with this character, and I think she was worse last year than right now. Right now, I think she is close to what she needs to be. But if I can't attack from neutral safely, and then when I finally do catch them blocking, I can lose because I caught them blocking, I can't. And it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. So you've been seeing me playing a bunch of Baiken, and I will resume HC because I want to qualify, and I'm just doing what I gotta do. And I'm sorry to everyone who wants me to play Millia. I'm not good enough, not smart enough, and I get risk return diffed too much. Like and I'm not psychic, so I can't do it. For the short term, I do want to use her for some matchups in the short term while I get HC up. Baiken has been pretty fun, but I've already had problems with like Faust, which is awful. I never want to have a losing match to Faust. Axel, Eno is another one. Bridget is pretty annoying so far. Those are probably like the note. And Testament has been pretty tough, where I know HC will do fine in all those matches, so I'll work on getting my HC to that level, but in the meantime, I will still use Millia. To be honest, if I'm really not feeling with Baiken, I could do solo HC, probably. I told myself that HC has some annoying shit, like you gotta chip, and you gotta fight Leo. And another thing is, in our region, like HC Leo and HC Chip are like very, and I guess HC Zato are like very highly developed matches. So my gamble with Baiken is that the matchups are not so developed, so I can use that to my advantage. But I think HC is so good anyway that I might as well just work on catching up and just earn it. Unless they come out with some other ridiculous DLC, then I think he's the play, because specifically my issue is control. You might be like, why not play Zato? But I do have to agree with the Zato players that he does have system problems and he has bad matchups. I don't know if they're just literally better than all of us, and that's how they just managed to do it. But I figure if I switch, let me switch to a character that has very little problems. So HC has his small issues, but his control is god. And then Baiken is just like kind of unexplored. So that's basically my line of thought. Any questions? I'm sorry, editors. I'm gonna be in the darkness for all this.